Today we'll be working on fraction, and I'd like to explain an easy approach on how to get fractions easily. And the first thing I'll be talking about is on the addition of fraction. If you look at this, we have a over b plus c over b. Looking at this, how can we deal with this? So now to do this, if you have the same denominator here, like this, b and b, or the short form is that when you have the same denominator, you repeat the same denominator as b. And looking at the numerator, we have a plus c. Then you can add the numerators together. Alternatively, if you have same denominator, what you just have to do is to what? Add the numerator. So in this case, you're having the same denominator, repeat the same denominator, and just add up the numerators. So that is what you have to do. Okay, now let's look at this example. We have this example. If you have 2 over 5 plus 4 over 5. If you look at this case, here we have the same denominator. Just like this, b and b, you have the same denominator. So you just repeat the denominator. You rewrite the denominator. And if you rewrite the denominator, add up the numerators together, which is 2 plus 4. Here we have 6 over 5. So this is the general rule. And in another example, you can have 3 over 7 plus 2 over 7. In this case, we have the same denominator. Okay? 7 and 7. Just repeat it. And the numerators can be added together, which is 3 plus 2. And this is 5 over 7. So the first rule is this. Anytime you are given a fraction that have the same denominators, so the first thing you have to do is add all repeat the same denominator, just write it out. And the numerators should be added together. This is rule number 1. This is rule number 1. Rule number 2, okay? When you have the second rule, let me just get something to clean up. Yeah. Now, for rule number 2, I need, okay. For rule number 2, now, let's look at this rule number 2. Rule number 2 says, here we have a over b plus c over d. A over b plus c over d. If you look at this, we have different denominators. Okay? To do this, multiply the denominators together. Rule number 1 says you have the same denominator, but rule number 2 says you have different denominators. So what you have to do is multiply the denominator, which is b times d. That's the first thing you do. And you multiply, or you cross multiply this. Let a multiply d. the numerator of the first fraction will multiply the denominator of the second fraction. And the same thing will be done here. So here we have A multiplied by D plus B multiplied by C. And I'm going to break this down for you. Okay? Now, let's look at this example. Here we have 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4. Here we have 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4. To do this, you can see that the denominators are not the same. Here we have different denominators. They are not the same. So what you have to do is multiply the denominators. You multiply the denominators. And here we have 3 times 4. So next, you cross multiply and you let this multiply this. So 2 we multiply 4. 2 times 4. Plus 1 we multiply 3. 1 times 3. Okay, now 2 times 4 gives 8. Plus 1 times 3 gives 3. Divided by 3 times 4 gives 12. 8 plus 3 equal 11 over 12. So this is what you have when you use this method. So the first example I gave to you was when you have the same denominator. What you have to focus on is what kind of denominators do you have? Are they the same denominators or different denominators? If the denominators are the same, it's very easy, straightforward. But if the denominators are different, then you have to multiply the denominators first. And you can cross multiply like this. Let me give an example, and I want you to try this example and put the answer in the comment section. For example, we have 3 over 5 plus 2 over 3. Can you try this and put the answer in the comment section? Let's see. You can try this and let's see if anybody can put the answer in the comment section. So if you want to try this, using the same approach, you multiply the denominator. If you multiply the denominator, we have 5 times 3. Okay? 5 times 3. And then you can now cross multiply like this, using this rule. 3 multiplying 3 plus 2 multiplying 5. 3 multiplying 3 is 9 plus 2 multiplying 5 is 10. Dividing this by 5 multiplied by 3, which is what? 15. And you can add the numerators together. We have 19 over 15. This is what you got. Okay. Somebody said I have a question. Great. Perfect. Via, you can ask your questions in the comment section, please. Just put your question in the comment section and I'm going to do it for you. Okay? You got this one perfectly. Before we move away from here, let me give you another example using this same rule, and let's see if you can get this right. Okay? Now, here we have 2 over 7 multiplied by 3 over 5. I want you to do this and put the answer in the comment section before we proceed to the next step. So I want you to do this and put the answer in the comment section. And let's do this together. Just a minute to do this. We are using the same rule. And after that, we can move to the next example. Okay? I'm waiting. Now we have 1 more minute. Just do this and put the answer in the comment section. 31 over 35. Good. Let's try. Now, let's see. Rule says multiply this together, which is 7 times 5. And you cross multiply 2 multiplying 5. 2 times 5. Plus 3 times 7. And now here we have 2 times 5 gives 10. Plus 3 times 7 gives 21. Dividing it by 7 times 5, which is 35. So we got 31 over 35. Perfect. Yeah, Via, this is perfect. Good. This is on addition, and let's move to subtraction. Okay, now we have another rule, and this is going to be for the subtraction. Now we want to do the same thing for subtraction. Let's go back to rule number 1 that says A over B minus C over B. Using this rule, when you have the same denominator, you repeat the denominator. And you can subtract the numerator. So you have the same common denominator in this case. The same common denominator. Oh, sorry, I think trying to readjust. Good. Now here we have the same common denominator, and for this same common denominator we have this example. Here we have 3 over 5 minus 1 over 5. Using the same approach, the same rule here, we do it using the same method. And as for this, we have the same common denominator of 5. So what you just have to do is subtract the numerator, which is 3 minus 1. And here we have 2 over 5. So what I just did here is you have the same denominator, repeat it, subtract the numerator. That is the general rule. And let's just give an example and we can move to the mixed fraction. Example 2. Here we have 5 over 3 minus 2 over 3. What is the answer to this? You can put the answer in the comment section so that you can have a look at the answer. 5 over 3 minus 2 over 3. What is the answer to that? Perfect. 1. Yeah, good. So here we have the same denominator of 3, and here we have 5 minus 2, which is 3 over 3, which is 1. Good. Thank you for following me. Yeah, I love that. Let's move to the same example on this. Now, let me just give an example here. For subtraction, when you have different denominator, A over B minus C over D, then you can multiply these together, which is B times D. And you can cross multiply as usual. You can have A times D minus b times c. So that means you can multiply this and you can multiply this. So that is the rule. Now let's have this example, and after that we move to the next, which is mixed fraction. But let's have an example on this. 3 over 5 minus 2 over 3. How do we do this? How do we do this? 3 over 5 minus 2 over 3. If you look at this, we are having different denominator. So I want you to try this and let's see. We have different denominator, and using this rule, how do we solve this? 1 over 15. Okay, good. Let's try this. To do this, we have the denominator to be 5 multiplied by 3. 5 times 3. And for the numerator, you have this multiplying this. So 3 times 3 minus 2 times 5. 2 times 5. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 5 is 10. So here we have 5 times 3 to be 15. So 9 minus 10 should be negative 1 over 15. And from the answer I'm seeing here, I saw, yeah, perfect. Yeah. So it should be negative 1 over 15. This is the answer to this. If you have any question, please, you can put it in the comment section. Now we move to the next, which is called a mixed fraction. The mixed fraction. Mixed fraction. Now, what do we call a mixed fraction? A mixed fraction has a combination of whole numbers and improper fraction. For example, we have a, b over c. We have a, b over c. A is the whole number. This is the whole number. Okay. B over c is the improper fraction. So a is the whole number, b over c is the improper fraction. So we have the combination of the two. Now, how do we work with improper fraction? If you have two whole number, 1 over 3, we want to convert improper fraction to proper, we want to convert, when you have this is a proper fraction. Combination of whole number and proper fraction. A proper fraction is when you have the numerator to be less than the denominator. So here we want to convert this to improper fraction. To convert two whole number 1 over 3 to improper fraction, we use this method. Your 3 will multiply 2, and the answer will be added to 1. What do I mean? Now let's do this together. Here we have 3 times 2. 3 multiplying 2 plus the numerator, which is 1. And you divide the answer by 3. So here we have 3 times 2, which is 6 plus 1 over 3. And here we have 7 over 3. So from improper fraction, from mixed fraction to improper fraction. So this is how you switch. Now let's have an example on this. Let's have an addition. Here we have one whole number 1 over 2 plus 3 whole number 1 over 3. How do we do this? To do this, the first thing you have to do is to convert this mixed fraction to an improper fraction. And to do that, one whole number 1 over 2. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1, 3 over 2. So you can convert this to this. Plus, to convert this to improper fraction, we have 3 times 3, which is 9. Plus 1, we have 10 over 3. So we've converted the mixed fraction to an improper fraction. And after doing that, it is easy for us to convert this to add this up. Just use the same approach. So 3 times 2 gives 6. And you can say 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 2 times 10, which is 20. 9 plus 20 gives 29 over 6. So this is the method. You convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction, and after that you do what? You solve using the rule number 2 we've talked about. Using the rule number 2 we've talked about. Now we want to use the same approach here to do this. So we are using the same approach to solve this question. And the question is, let me clean this. Here we have three whole number 1 over 4 plus 2 whole number 2 over 3. I want you to try this and put the answer in the comment section. I want you to try this and put the answer in the comment section. Okay? I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting to see what you are going to do. And to do this, what you just have to do is change this to improper fraction. The same thing with this. And then you can solve. So that's what you got to do. So that is what you got to do. And I want you to try that. Okay, I'll be waiting. Waiting for people to come online. I'm waiting. Now, to do this, let's do this together. Here we have 4 multiplied by 3, which is 12, plus 1, which is 13 over 4, plus 3 multiplied by 2, which is 6, plus 2. 6 plus 2 gives 8 over 3. Then we can solve this using the normal approach. Okay, and to solve this using the normal approach, here we have the same LCM. Don't forget, I told you, you multiply these together, the denominators together, if the denominators are not the same. So here we can have 4 times 3 to be 12. Okay, and this can multiply this, just like you want to cross multiply. So 13 times 3 gives 39 plus 4 multiplied by 8 gives 32. And you can easily add this up. And this gives 71 over 12. You can see how good it is to work with mixed fraction. And after working with a mixed fraction, then we can go a step further. Let's have the combination of everything. And I'm going to give you a very good question to solve. A complicated question to solve. Now, simplify. I wanted to simplify this. Here we have 3 over 4 plus 1 whole number 1 over 3 divided by 6 over 5. This is a very interesting question. And I would like you to try this question out and see if you can get this answer. The answer to this question. Okay. Here we have 3 over 4 plus 1 whole number 1 over 3, dividing everything by 6 over 5. What is the answer to this? So, what you just have to do here is using the same approach I've used, same rules, the same method to do this. You convert this to mixed fraction, from mixed fraction to improper fraction. After you converted this to improper fraction, you add up the two together and you get a single value. After which you can divide by 6 over 5. So what is the best approach to do this? I have very few people online, but no matter what, I still want you to try this and see if you can get the answer. If you can do that, I'm going to wait for a few minutes and put the answer in the comment section. So you can put the answer in the comment section and let's see if we can do this. Yes. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. Now doing this, I have that 3 over 4 plus 1 whole number 1 over 3. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3 plus 1 is also 4 over 3. Dividing this by the denominator of 6 over 5. Then you can have, simplifying this numerator separately, the rule says you can multiply these two together. You can do this separately. You have the denominator of 4 times 3, which is 12. 3 multiplying 3 gives 9. And 4 multiplying 4 gives 16. Put this in a parenthesis. Divided by this common denominator of 6 over 5. So what I did was to put the numerator in parentheses and the denominator also in parentheses. And here, 9 plus 16 gives 25. Divided by, or better still, I can change the question to make more sense. To add 5 over 6. Yeah, 5 over 6 instead of 6 over 5. Let's add 5 over 6. So here we have 25 over 12. The rule of fraction says if division is turned into multiplication, then you find the reciprocal, which is times 6 over 5. Now, this is now looking interesting. What do you do? Here, you can say that 6 here 1, 6 here 2. 5 here 1 and 5 here 5. 5 times 1 divided by 2 times 1. Finally, our answer can be 5/2. Or you say that we have 2 whole number 1/2. So thank you very much. See you next time. I have to stop here.
Got it.
Yeah, got it.